Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our final episode of the year 2021.
Tonight we'll be visiting with Carter Cava and his mom, Carrie. Now, you've known Carter for a couple of years now.
I've known him for a number of years. I've been his PCA, his personal care assistant, now for coming up on a year and a half.
Well, I'm excited to visit with Carrie and Carter.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I think I've had a number of people. There was an article about us in the paper a few months back, and I've had a lot of people that would love to meet Carter. Well, we're going to give him the chance to meet him tonight. He's a very entertaining kid. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think Carter is so well known around the Twin Towns that there's a number of people that ask me what you're up to these days, and I tell them that you're personal care assistant for Carter Cava. And literally everyone says, I know Carter, he's a great kid. So I think it's just great.
He's a lot of fun, and it's, you'll hear the story about how this all came about when we get into the show here. But it should be a lot of fun.
So I had some fun with my girlfriends here a couple of weeks ago. And this might take you by surprise a little bit, but I went to my first pot party.
Your first pot party?
Really?
Party. Was that when you got the haircut? Nice haircut, by the way.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Tell us about the pot party. That had to be fun.
It was a blast. So it involved a lot of dirt and a lot of greens. So what we did was my girlfriends and I got together at Sue Heitkamp's garage. Now she's got
this sounds really dangerous.
Yes, it was. She has the perfect setup. So what we did is we made Christmas pots. We took our pot inserts from our garden pots and brought them, and we made just nice Christmas greenery pots. And our other friend Janet got wreaths for us. So then we decorated Christmas wreaths. And I decorated mine, and I gave mine to my mother. I just want to, give myself a little pat on the back because I really liked my wreath, but it had a church on it, and I knew my mom would really like it. And my girlfriend Karen said, "Your mom would really like that wreath. You should probably give it to her." So I gave that to her, but then I brought my pots home. I have my pots in my flower pots.
So your first pot party.
My first pot party.
You're not slowing down as you're approaching 50 now. You're not slowing down at all.
Well, it was a ton of fun. We sat in our garage, and my friend Sue Heitkamp, she's like, we call her Hobby Lobby Heitkamp because she's got more green picks and Christmas picks that you can use to put inside of the pots to add a little color. And so, Hobby Lobby Heitkamp just kind of stuck. So it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, well, I was expecting a little something different, but
I know.
Good. I'm glad you're having a lot of fun here as the holidays approach. Can you believe it? Christmas is a couple weeks away.
Right around the corner. I can't believe it. I swear the older we get, the faster it goes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, they're going to have us back for a season 2. We will be back. Now, this will be our final show, as I mentioned, of 2021, but we will be back in January.
Yep, January 7th, I believe, will be our...
Yeah, January 9th will be our first show of 2022. So, all right, we're going to have some fun. All right, we're going to visit with Carrie Cava. Carrie, the mother of Carter. We'll visit with Carrie when we come back, and then in just a little bit, you'll have a chance to meet Carter Cava. I think you'll like him. We'll be back in just a couple minutes here on Off the Cuff.
When you dine at the Wilkin Drink and Eatery, you're among friends. So relax and enjoy everything from sizzling sirloins, mouth-watering seafood, vibrant salads, and crowd-pleasing desserts. The Wilkin also serves the best pizza in town. Dine in or carry out after 5. The Wilkin Drink and Eatery, gracing Minnesota Avenue since 1897.
Bundling auto and home insurance is a great way to save money and precious time. Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, will make it easy and convenient with your local, fully licensed staff ready to help make sure you're protecting the things that mean the most to you. Their team is ready and knowledgeable in farm insurance, life insurance, business, home, and auto insurance. So stop by or call Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge, or call 643-8511.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
We're joined by Carrie Cava. Carrie, the mother of Carter, the man of the hour. Carter will be joining us here in just a few minutes.
Carrie, thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. So tell us about Williams syndrome. Educate us. How did you first find out Carter had this?
Yeah, honestly, we were in the hospital the day he was born, the day after, and the doctors came in and they said, I can tell, they use the word wrong, like I can tell there's something wrong with him. And, now we don't look at it that way, of course, but I was in denial. I was actually a little bit annoyed and frustrated with the doctors. And my husband, explained to me they believe, that there's a condition or something's going on with him that we don't know about. He had about 6 abnormalities. When they measure babies, they check the length of their hairline and the length of their arms, and it's all based on, different measurements. And so they said, 1 to 2 abnormalities can be a family trait where, 4, 5, 6 is typically something different. And so that was the first clue. We brought him home not knowing what was going on in terms of his condition. And he was about 2 weeks old where he was just wrenching back when he would eat. It would take him 45 minutes to drink 2 to 3 ounces of milk. So he was just really struggling to eat. Later, we learned that was because of low tone in his muscles, which is due to Williams syndrome and missing the elastin gene. But what he was experiencing at that time was actually just some chronic acid reflux that a lot of babies get. And it was around that time in 2007-08 when they actually started to learn that babies can get acid reflux. And so he started taking, or we were prescribed some baby Xanax for him. I don't think that helped that much because I think a lot of it had to do with just him being hungry and cranky and needing stimulation. And so around 4 weeks we went in and just said, we've got to figure out what's going on with him. He was just always crying or always needing to be held. I remember my husband holding him on a trampoline and just like jumping and like half asleep. So he slept in a swing at times right next to us in the bed, knowing that's not ideal. All the warnings will tell you not to do those things, but that was the only way he would sleep. He slept in a bouncer too for several months that would just go up and down. It was like the most amazing bouncer ever, but I've never seen them since. And my husband would wake up and just like push it a little bit more so it would move. And I mean, that was the first year. And I can honestly say he did better with that than I did. But eventually we went in, when we went into the doctor at 4 weeks, they wanted to do some more tests, and his pediatrician at the time had said, I can tell, or it sounds like he has a bit of a heart murmur. And I'm like, okay, so he had another doctor come in to get a second opinion. And they said, yeah, we can hear something. I think you need to get him into a cardiologist. And I'm like, oh, okay, I wasn't too concerned yet, but I was concerned. I had known someone growing up who had a hole in their heart and it had healed and he was okay, and I still hadn't put it together with what the doctors were thinking earlier. I just thought it was a separate issue. So they said, we can get you in tomorrow. And my thought at the time was like, oh, so soon. My thought would be we'd be a couple weeks away, or we'd set something up. And what I didn't know at the time is that day was absolutely one of the hardest days of my life, if probably his as well. But it was just a really, really long appointment. I remember the cardiologist, he had said, I think what we have here is a case of Williams syndrome. And I said, oh, okay, well, do you have a brochure on that or anything? And he says, no, this is really rare. Not something we have a brochure on. And he's like, you can read up on it online. Don't do too much of that because it could scare you a bit. He left the room and I called my husband to tell him about it. He was still at work. And I said, the doctor thinks it's this. Can you just look it up and figure out what this is? Because he's not telling me much. And after I had left there, we had to go straight to lab. And to do this type of genetic test, it's called a FISH test, which is fluorescent in situ hybridization. And what they do is they have to examine, it's just a very, very in-depth, anytime it's genetics, they're going down many levels, right? And so they needed like 5 mLs of blood from this newborn baby. And that it's not a ton, but it's a lot of blood. With babies, normally it's like they get a shot or they can get a tiny bit of blood, but it was a lot. And so 2 of his blood vessels had burst before we could finally get some blood. And I finally said, okay, no more. And he's got to eat. And I was
you were at your wit's end.
Yes. And so then eventually they just leave. I'm still in the lab room with the door shut. And I fed him for a little while. And then another gal had come in, and you could tell she was the one that they call when all else has failed.
Sure.
And she came in, she took his blood and was so like kind and gentle and got it, and we were out the door. And I just thought, why?
Why did you start with that?
And if I have to come back, how do I find you? So she was amazing, and there's definitely angels in hospitals, so that's for sure. But so after that, then we went home, and we had to wait 2 weeks because the lab results had to go to Minneapolis and be examined at the U of M. And so for those 2 weeks, we wondered, and we were not convinced, or we were convinced he didn't have it, and then we were convinced he did, and by the time the results did come in, we were pretty convinced he had it. And so when the results came in, it was literally the Friday before I had to return to work on Monday for my maternity leave to be over. And I just remember, even though I felt like I knew he had it, I just remember grieving it.
Right.
And to this day, when I meet someone who's got a child with a new diagnosis like that, that's the first thing I tell them is, it's okay to grieve this.
You can empathize.
Yeah. Like, it's okay to grieve that your child's someone different than what you would wanted for them. And that doesn't mean they're not going to be great, amazing people. And that he or she's not a really amazing blessing.
Right.
But it's still different, It's like the Holland poem, if you've ever heard that.
Now, when we talk rarity, how rare?
Yep, so Williams syndrome is 1 in 10,000. There are about 20 to 30,000 people worldwide that have Williams syndrome. So that seems like a big number, but it's not worldwide. And I would say in North Dakota, there's maybe 10 people total. I don't know that as a proxy.
So do you know of anyone in this region?
I know of someone, I think the closest I would know of is someone in Perham. And I think there are a couple in Fargo, but I don't keep in touch with them.
So what made you decide to have Raleigh be Carter's personal care assistant?
Yeah, so I have had many PCAs over the years. PCAs, of course, are those people that help you with when you have a child with special needs. They're typically within your home, or at times maybe at your neighbor's house.
Right.
And so because I work at NDSCS, I had access to so many students that could help him.
Sure.
So over the years, there were many amazing students that had helped him. But also with students, as they leave on breaks, and there's not that consistency year to year. And for a long time, I had said it would be so nice to find someone that lives here all the time. And we had Steph who worked at the school, and Steph Anderson, and she was amazing, and she worked with Carter for several years. But then one day I was like, gosh, I don't know who's going to work with him this year after school. And Raleigh and him were talking back and forth, and I had just thought, what if I asked Raleigh? And when I did ask him, I said, would you just do it for a couple weeks until I find someone? And he's like, it's just a couple weeks, and he's like, I said, well, why don't you think about it for a night or so? And he's like, it didn't take him long. I was like, I think I'm in, you know?
Yeah, I just told her, let me sleep on it, you know, and I slept on it, and I think it was the very next morning I got back to you, and it was just a leap of faith, and I think we've been good for each other, and it was a timing thing,
right.
You know, it was one of those things where it just worked out, and didn't know where it would lead, and here we are,
you know,
a year and a half later.
I've had a lot of opportunities to see Raleigh and Carter interact. In fact, Raleigh's brought Carter out to our farm, and my husband and his brothers took him into the combine, into the bean trucks, and it was just quite an adventure. So and like I said, I've had a number of opportunities to see them interact, and they're perfect for each other. I think Carter adds a lot to Raleigh's life, and I know I can see what Raleigh does for Carter. In fact, I see and hear a lot of Raleigh coming out of Carter's mouth, actually.
Yeah, I noticed that evolution as well when he first started hanging out, and when Carter, whenever he gets a new PCA, you know, he, like most kids do, he pushes the buttons a little bit, and there was a learning curve where I was like, Raleigh, stop.
Carter played me a little bit, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and
but no more.
So yeah, that definitely happened, but I can share a little bit more about Williams syndrome in terms of so health-wise, most people with Williams syndrome have mild to severe cardiovascular issues. So they have the narrowing of their arteries, stenosis, pulmonary stenosis is what it's called. And so Carter does have slight narrowing and slight enlargement as well in some of the muscles in his heart. Nothing too concerning though. Most people who have Williams syndrome, if they are going to have mild or severe heart complications, they typically have to have that surgery within the first 6 weeks of their life.
Oh.
And so he's never had a heart surgery, so we are very, very lucky. He has had a few surgeries, some inguinal hernia surgeries and things like that, but nothing that is too alarming. Otherwise, people with Williams syndrome also experience learning, some cognitive delays. And so he has some difficulties with spatial issues. He also has a pretty significant case of just sensory processing disorder. People with Williams syndrome tend to be very sensitive to sound. And so you'll often see him, you know, just like covering his ears if something's too loud. He doesn't like to go to basketball games because of the buzzer. Otherwise, you know, he does pretty well. He definitely has his differences. They call it unique. I can't remember. Williams Syndrome Association. Williams-syndrome.org is a really great resource for learning more about Williams syndrome. And they call it, their slogan for it is unique. You might have to pause this. I can't remember what it is.
That's all right.
Anyway.
Well, you know, you talk about some of the traits. You also, I know that Carter's very, very musical. So you've got him enrolled in piano lessons, and we're hoping later on in the episode we can get Carter to play the keyboard, because I know Raleigh brought it along. So I think that's really cool that you can, you know, encourage that ability that he naturally has.
Yep. So people with Williams syndrome, they've actually done some studies, and the area of their brain lights up when there's music. And so it's just really cool. So there are some people who have Williams syndrome that are just naturally like music savants, and some people it's just a big part of their life. They're really passionate about it. And so with Carter, he can actually play music by sound. He has an amazing rote memory. So he can hear a song, and then he tests the keys, and then he teaches himself how to play. Alyssa Urlacher, who is his piano teacher, is amazing, you know, so I can't give him all the credit, but she helps him with just some different chords and how to enhance those things. But
well, he's extremely entertaining and very lovable, and you're going to meet him next when we come back on Off the Cuff.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giant's cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giant's difference.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wapaton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Auto and home insurance is a great way to save money and precious time. Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, will make it easy and convenient with your local, fully licensed staff ready to help make sure you're protecting the things that mean the most to you. Their team is ready and knowledgeable in farm insurance, life insurance, business, home, and auto insurance. So stop by or call Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge, or call 643-8511.
Welcome back to Off the Cuff. We are excited for you to get to know Carter Cava.
Carter, how long has Raleigh been your PCA?
For like 3 years, and it started back in 2020, 2019, and then 2020, and then 2021.
Well, I know you guys do lots of different activities every single day. You like to go to the thrift store.
Yes.
You like to go to rummage sales.
Yeah, in the summer as well, but occasionally during the winter, it's kind of a bad time for the garage
Slows
sale.
down a little bit, doesn't it?
Slows down, and it's actually it's so hard to understand why you can have garage sales during the winter, but you can't have them during the spring, during the summer.
We had some pretty good adventures this summer, didn't we?
And we went to Perham, we went to Detroit Lakes, we went to Battle Lake. Actually, we started to realize that we need a camper to stay in for a weekend, so we can stay in Battle Lake for like a couple of weekends or days or so.
Well, I think you should talk to Raleigh about getting a camper.
Well, why don't you get a camper?
Sure, bud. Anything you'd like to do. What are some of the other adventures we went on this summer that you enjoyed?
Oh, Rollog. It was just a classic.
Rollog fan.
I was so glad that Rollog came back this year, but unfortunately, 2020 it was canceled due to the pandemic of COVID-19, and it was a good thing I had to stay home because I had to watch the videos from my house that were uploaded from their site, and so yeah.
So when you're with Raleigh after school every day, tell me about the studio that Raleigh has set up for you. What's that like?
He's okay. It's pretty fun to play my piano every once in a while. Every once in a while, like whenever I play the piano, whenever I wake up on summer days, or he occasionally stretches and listens to the music, and so
he's an old guy that needs to take a nap once in a while.
Yeah, I need a nap every once in a while. You can jam, although you haven't quite learned the best rock song in history yet, have you? Yeah, that one we're still working on. Remember the name of that one?
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
And my mom doesn't like that song.
Mom doesn't like that one, so she put the ixnay onto Bohemian Rhapsody.
No more Bohemian Rhapsody.
But you've got a song, you think you got a song that maybe you could play for us a little bit later?
Yes, it's called Lord I Need You. Lord I Need You is my favorite.
You like the worship, he really likes the worship music too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. We spent some time at camp this summer too, didn't we?
Yeah. We went on a boat ride, and one of the crazy things that two of the kids went on the shelves and they went in water.
Yeah, that was quite a time, wasn't it? Out at Life Camp. You made some good friends out there.
Yeah, and Mr. Troy has been my buddy since I met him and my first time at kids camp at Life Kids, and I was like a little small. I was like, hey, I should get to know Mr. Troy more.
He's a nice guy. I got to meet Mr. Troy too.
That's cool.
Yeah, we met some good people.
So Carter, when is your birthday?
August 20th,
But your birthday party is always on what date?
October.
Right, so you had it in October
Yeah.
3rd this year?
Yep.
Yeah, and I missed it. And I apologize for that, but I brought you your birthday present.
Good.
So, in fact, I'm not the only one that brought a birthday
Yep.
present. Smokin' Joe and B-Dub also got you a
Yep.
birthday present. So We'll start with this one, okay? Do you want me to just hand you some of the stuff
Yeah.
first? Okay. Let's start with.
Well, what are some? Oh,
Marbles? No way!
oh yes,
You like marbles?
Yes,
I
Well,
yes.
what do you shop for? Now, what are you shopping for when we go to rummage sales and garage sales?
Marbles, balls, and pencils.
Yeah.
Every once in a
Well, you said bouncy balls.
while. Yep.
Oh boy,
Oh my goodness.
another bouncy ball.
It's just a plastic.
It's a plastic
I know,
one.
but it
yeah.
bounces. It
Yeah.
bounces. Now I know you don't like plain pencils.
Yes.
So I got you these pencils. They're the world's best pencil.
Oh, there. Oh,
You want to check for quality?
I don't know about.
Oh, you can
Those
check
are
if you want.
those are quality pencils right there.
They kind of look.
What do you've got a lot of pencils in your collection. How many pencils do you figure you got?
I've got like a lot, so there's one more in the case.
Is that one for me?
No,
No?
it's one.
Okay.
I think
she got a quality batch there.
You wanna
I think
see the
she's
next
got
batch?
a quality
Oh,
batch.
yeah.
So these pencils came from Missouri.
Missouri.
Yes, all the way from Missouri.
Look very nice.
Different.
And this,
Here we
you
go.
have to ask your mom.
for Twix.
Maybe I keep that. I know your mom doesn't like you eating treats too often. Maybe that one goes home with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, bud. Really?
Keep it until I can eat.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
that's really nice, Carter.
Maybe that'll be a snack tomorrow. Here's the drum roll.
Okay.
This is the
This
biggie.
is the
you're-
gift I think you're gonna like the most. Are you ready?
Ready? Oh my goodness, a microphone.
Oh,
Very
yes.
own microphone, and you know
That
what?
thing does some really crazy stuff, too.
It turns on. Gotta give it just a second.
Device is ready to pair.
So you can pair this with any speaker in your house and play Bluetooth.
And you can sing your little heart out.
Yeah.
You can sing
So-
your
Oh,
little
talk,
heart
oh,
out.
talk.
Oh, yes.
So give us
Oh,
a
yeah.
little test with that.
Where's the
It's
You
on.
want
You
to-
just
oh,
pop
you have
right
to-
into it.
test?
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks for joining us on Freeboard Sports Network.
Yeah.
I wanna talk-
Anyone, you want to give
I
a
wanna
shout
talk-
out to anyone?
I want to talk the whole way.
Go ahead.
right,
Yes,
you-
you
I want to give like a big shout out to J.O. Shock for giving me that really sick cracking sweatshirt. That is an awesome sweatshirt. Man, I wear it. My mom thought I could wear that shirt today, and it was just so cool.
Well-
so
Yeah, you're pretty tight with the Shack Daddy, aren't you?
he gave me. He's like he gets a little silly at the moment, and so.
So you're the pledge leader at school, at Breckenridge School?
Yep, the Breckenridge High School.
Oh.
It's located by the Breckenridge Pool, and actually every once in a while, when on the summer days when we're out and about, and I was just thinking about what I was gonna do in school this year, and so yeah.
What are some of the other things you enjoy? You enjoy pencils, bouncy balls, and marbles? Tell the folks what else you enjoy.
You know, I enjoy like if I got like an invitation like for somebody's birthday, then I would go to somebody's birthday party and then celebrate them and tell them jokes or any type of thing I would like to do. So I went to my friend Daniel's birthday party at the Free River Gymnastics place once, and I got to jump on the trampoline, and I ran a little bit, and yeah, so
You enjoyed that, huh?
yeah.
Moo. Moo.
Is that a cow
You like
sound?
cows.
Anyway,
Cows. Pumpkins.
we went to a pumpkin patch once this year too.
Julie did a little story on that
Yeah.
pumpkin patch.
So, Carter, what is your most favorite thing to do when you hang out with Raleigh?
Well, Kelly and Liz got.
Oh, yeah,
Kelly and Liz is my. They're both my
babies, aren't
little
they?
babies.
I've never seen cats love a kid like those cats love you. I've never seen anything like that.
And that Twix, they gave me.
Thank you for giving me that. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me that.
All right. Well, I'll save that for you. Now, listen. Do you want to do? Would you like to do a song, or would you like to do your
I
Miracle
think we should
on
do
Ice?
Let's do
Miracle on Ice.
You want to do that now? Or?
Yes.
Miracle on Ice.
Yes.
We can do music when we come back too. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me set the stage for this. Miracle on Ice. This is Herb Brooks' speech. Of course, Herb Brooks, the hockey coach of the U.S. hockey team when they upset the Soviets in 1980. It was actually Jay Oshak's son Sam that was playing in a state hockey tournament up in Grand Forks. So I wanted to send an inspirational speech to O because he was all jacked up to go up for the state tournament. So we went over to the library. He looked at that one time on the screen, saw me do it once, and boom.
And had it.
And I don't think I haven't heard him rehearse much at all over the last few months.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So.
Well, let's let him do it.
All right. Well, this is Herb Brooks, and I don't know if you need the microphone. Yeah, I don't think you need the microphone for this. You just you do your if you want to come out from outside the screen, come into the locker room, and you give us your best Herb Brooks.
Stop there, Carter, and you come walking back and face right into that camera, okay?
Okay.
There you go.
Great moments are born from great opportunity, and that's what you have.
Back up a little bit.
And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game, if we play them 10 times, well, they might win 9, but not this game, not tonight. Tonight, we skate with them. Tonight, we stay with them, and we shut them down, because we can. Tonight, we are the greatest hockey team in the world. You were born to be hockey players, every one of you. And you were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. I'm sick and tired of hearing what great team the Soviets have. Screw them. This is your time to good team.
There you go. That was fantastic. All right, you got a song in you too? Can we take a break and get the keyboard out here?
Okay, let's.
All right, sit down here, Carter, for just a little bit. All right, Carter's going to share his musical talents with us when we come back on Off the Cuff on the Three Borders Sports Network.
When you dine at the Wilkin Drink and Eatery, you're among friends. So relax and enjoy everything from sizzling sirloins, mouth-watering seafood, vibrant salads, and crowd-pleasing desserts. The Wilkin also serves the best pizza in town. Dine in or carry out after 5. The Wilkin Drink and Eatery, gracing Minnesota Avenue since 1897.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference. Bundling auto and home insurance is a great way to save money and precious time. Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, will make it easy and convenient with your local, fully licensed staff ready to help make sure you're protecting the things that mean the most to you. Their team is ready and knowledgeable in farm insurance, life insurance, business, home, and auto insurance. So stop by or call Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge, or call 643-8511.
Know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Back to Off the Cuff. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome international singing superstar, Carter Cava.
Lord, I confess, my own year, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you, Lord, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness, oh God, I need you. Wisdom runs deep, your grace is more, your grace is found, is where you are, and where you are, Lord, I am free, and all we need is rest in me. Lord, I need you, Lord, I need you, and every hour I need you, my one defense, my righteousness, oh God, how I need you. Thank you,
Carter
Big
Cava.
Joe, Big Joe and B-Dub.
We'll wrap things up on Off the Cuff when we come back.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Bundling auto and home insurance is a great way to save money and precious time. Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, will make it easy and convenient with your local, fully licensed staff ready to help make sure you're protecting the things that mean the most to you. Their team is ready and knowledgeable in farm insurance, life insurance, business, home, and auto insurance. So stop by or call Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge, or call 643-8511.
Welcome back to Off the Cuff. Well, that was a lot of fun.
Boy, I tell you what, it's been such a pleasure to get to know Carter through you, that I see why you find him so enjoyable. He, like you had mentioned, he lights up the room when he comes in, and I'm so impressed at his ability to talk and engage with adults. There are not a lot of younger kids his age that can do that. Most kids won't say anything, and he's just a gem.
Yeah, he really is an amazing kid, and I think everybody who comes in contact with Carter ends up just loving the kid. He's just that type of kid.
Well, he was sure passionate when he did his Herb Brooks speech.
Yeah, and he's got some musical ability, doesn't he?
I was so surprised when he started playing on his keyboard. You said he could play, but I just thought, chopsticks or something like that. But no, the kid can play. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, very passionate about his music and very passionate about bouncy balls, pencils, and marbles. He has a really wild passion. I mean, when we're out hunting, when we're out at garage sales, and very few people have bouncy balls, marbles, and pencils. But they'll see him come and they'll go inside the house and find some pencils because they know he'll be asking about
for
them.
that.
But he's great. I like to I search for a little bit of everything when we go out rummaging, but he knows I like candles, so he keeps his eye out for candles too when we're out at rummage sales. So we've had a lot of fun, and I hope you got to know Carter a little bit better tonight. And yeah, he's a fun kid to have around.
Well, it's hard to believe that this is our final episode of our first season of Off the Cuff. And I just want to mention, too, I want to thank Brian Watson and Joe Schreiner for, strongly encouraging us to do this, because it's been a ton of fun. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, and they're the guys behind the cameras trying to make us look good.
We don't give
I
them
think
a lot
they're
to work
succeeding,
with.
because we're going to be back in 2022. So we look forward to that. For Brian Watson, Joe Schreiner, Julie Malk, I'm Raleigh Lipp. Merry Christmas from all of us at the Three Borders Sports Network. We'll see you all in 2022.